I'd really like to know an extensive long list around the world of all the doctors that are telling their patients that drinking in moderation every once in a while is okay, because sorry to break it to you, but they're not being trained and they're very outdated.
Is it just me, or is this something that is not something that should be filmed and put on the internet for nearly now 7 million people to see?
I think I'm gonna need to divorce my husband.
I don't wanna talk about the things we've been through.
Girl, that hairstylist is literally just trying to comb and cut, and then she's there doing the whole dramatic thing. Like, imagine how many takes it took to get the quote-unquote perfect TikTok. Like, I don't care how close I am with my hairstylist, you're not about to see me act a fool this way. Like, we can kiki and talk about everything else, but you're not about to see me be hella dramatic for a TikTok.
I don't even know how to start this conversation, but I feel like you guys need to hear it first, and you need to hear it from me. I have decided to leave my husband.
Your toddler found your special drawer.
Oh, don't rub it on your neck! Don't rub that on your neck!
Hack for flying with babies. Make strangers hold them so you don't have to.
Be quiet! Be quiet, please!
Realizing you need to push out a whole African baby.
Do you know what makes this even funnier? It's funnier because the clips that I've just showed you in the intro are not even like the worst ones. Like, some of them, yeah, I mean, most of them are crazy as hell, right? But she's just a crazy woman, point blank period. So we've definitely got quite a bit to get on into. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Let's get started. What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. Hi, it's Keisha. Nice to meet you all. Get in here because we've got quite a bit to get on into. So we're going to go ahead and talk about Nika Diwa. She is a TikToker. If you guys are not familiar with her, it's okay, because prior to a week ago, I had no clue who she was. Kind of wish that we can go back to those days, because those were the good old days. Wish we could turn back time. Like, unfortunately, I can't. Ever since I started like researching on her and, you know, checking her out on TikTok specifically, I've been recommended nothing but her content, and I just find it absolutely insane that that kind of content is thriving, and that people are not reading between the lines here and seeing how damaging these types of content are. And when I mean these types of content, I mean like being a family channel, or having like a family page, or dedicating your whole entire brand to your children, and often doing it in a creepy way. We've seen time and time again, you know, parents getting exposed for just not being good parents at all, or just for actually causing more harm than good upon their child. And it's so interesting to see the people who are obsessed with social media, like the people who generally would do anything for clicks and clout and money, rather than being a good parent to your child. And the thing that's even more mind-boggling to me, and also this is gonna be more like a rant style video, is the fact that like your kid is gonna grow up, and once they hit 18, I promise you, they have the option to literally want to like continue having you present in their life, because up until 18, you're mom. Do you know what I mean? You're always gonna be mom, we get it, right? But up until 18, it's the like legal age where you can then go ahead and like make more decisions for yourself, rather than just having mom and dad present, or having a guardian present, right? So when they hit 18, even before they hit 18, girl, what language is that? Even before they hit 18, babes, I promise you on everything, they're not going to tolerate this. Because if they do, then you need some help yourself, okay? Because you got to be able to clock what's happening here. Geez, these parents are absolutely insane. They share everything. They will go to a doctor's appointment. The kid will be in the back seat, crying in the car, and the mum is just there recording. Like, that to me is one huge red flag, and people eat that up. People are obsessed with seeing kids, and I mean, it's kind of like Ace Family though. When Ace Family was huge on YouTube, everyone was obsessed with seeing Elle grow up. I don't know what the other kids are calling it, respectfully, but like, people were obsessed and infatuated with these children. It's like, you have to understand, these are just strangers. And why are you so interested in children? Like, not even in a creepy way, but it's like, I don't know, you can watch a video that includes like a challenge or something, but just like a day-to-day vlog in general, where like you're gagging to see, oh my god, they just posted a new video, what's it going to consist of? For me, it's never been my type of style. But hey, it's a very popular niche and a lot of people love it, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's TikTok in this case. And it's just crazy because no one is going to get parenting right, you know, especially if you're a first time mother, father. Like, you're not going to get it right. There is no rule book for it. But I do think there are some things that are just simply common sense. Like, for instance, not passing your baby like it's past the parcel. Like, there was a video that I saw where like they were passing, and the thing is, yeah, as much as I can go ahead and talk about Nika, we need to also drag the partner too, because my goodness, the fact that you allow this to continue, is mind-boggling, but all in the sake of clout, followers. There was a video that I saw where they were literally in an airplane and they were passing the baby to different people, and I just thought, like, what? Because then even other people's reactions was kind of like, I don't know what's going on here, but let me just go with the flow. For me, that would catch me off guard and I would smile, but I'm not about to touch someone's baby, respectfully, because if I have my own child, there is no way that is happening, especially to a literal stranger. I don't think people understand the definition of stranger nowadays, and it's just like, it's crazy to me. Hey Google, what does stranger mean?
This is the definition of stranger. A person whom one does not know or with whom one is not familiar.
Clock it, clock it, clock it. So why do you feel comfortable doing things like that? And also, why are you letting us into your world that much? Like, do people not know about boundaries anymore? It's crazy. Like, being a mummy vlogger, and you know what, the thing is, yeah, I don't think everyone is cut from the same cloth. I don't think everyone is tapped. I don't think every single family page blogger is the same. I think there are people who handle things a lot more delicately and understand that, hey, I'm not going to post my child in every single vlog of mine. I can post me and my husband and what we get up to, because I do think there is space for everything, but I think it becomes crazy when it's like, you start to like, it just becomes invasive. For instance, she was teaching her child about boundaries and like consent and everything, and you know, I don't even think that was an appropriate age. That child was a child, like a little baby, yeah? Okay, so I was doing a quick Google search, just trying to see like what age do people typically talk to their children about consent and all of that, right? Now, upon reading different articles, people say different ages, that you can talk to them when they're like 6 or 7 years old. This article specifically is saying wait till they're like 12 plus. It said age 12 plus, kids should know the basis of everything. Why people have sex, that they don't have to do it, and that sex is normal, healthy part of life. These conversations should be about what sex is, not how to do it. I don't know, every parent is different. You're allowed to, I guess, ultimately do what it is that you feel best suits, or what makes you feel comfortable, or what age you feel like a child should know of these things. The general consensus was like 7 years old. I saw it in different articles, but let me know what you guys think, especially you parents, because I'm very intrigued to know. It is an important conversation to have. I'm not saying it shouldn't be had, but it's very strange the way it was happening and the camera angle, and it's mind-boggling that at her age of 35 she doesn't understand that strangers are watching and that you don't know what these strangers look like or what gets them going, because there are so many creepy people. That was a huge controversy at the time, and she got called out for it, and then she deleted the video, but then made something very similar after. So it just felt like you weren't really taking accountability or actually saw where you went wrong. The general consensus is that that child was too young to kind of like understand about consent and boundaries, and wasn't be fully aware of that, because that child looked like a literal baby. In that video, she was like changing the baby. I don't even know what she was doing. It was just like, the angle of it was really sending me, because the baby was laying on their back, and she's like maybe changing the nappy or something, or just like pointing at the, you know what, and talking about consent and boundaries. But in that same breath, babes, this baby hasn't given you consent to record this and put it on the internet. Now, granted, she didn't show things, but like, we knew what was going on as viewers. We knew what she was trying to do, and if she had it her way, where she wouldn't get banned on TikTok, because obviously that would be nudity and that would go against guidelines and everything, duh, but if she had it her way, she probably would. I think someone like that is just too far gone. I don't think there's really any saving them. I don't think you can get through to someone like this who's already made up their mind on what they want their career path to be, or because they've already violated their children in many ways, and their children, if they have common sense, when they get to a certain age, are going to want to cut them off, and are going to want at least a huge apology for everything you've done. You know, being invasive and showing things which were meant to be private and just amongst the family. I don't know too much about Nika. Sorry, I came across this article, and this is an article from a couple of months ago actually, and it says, I purposely argue with husband in front of our kids. It teaches them key lesson. Nika Diwa, who is based in Dallas, shared her view that fighting in front of your children is perfectly healthy on TikTok, but admits that she knows is an unpopular opinion. The mother of 4 shared a video revealing she was bickering for her husband while her daughter was in her arms. The couple believe it could help their children learn conflict resolution skills. Her video has been liked more than 60,000 times. And that's the thing about a lot of her content. There's thousands, millions even of some of the videos, and it's just like, bro, why are people obsessed with this? Like, each to their own, but like, people are obsessed with, I know people are obsessed with like interracial couples, like heavily obsessed in a way where it's kind of like, okay, but then again, maybe it's because I'm living in a diverse city. I just see this like I don't know, like maybe some people generally don't see this type of dynamic, so they kind of like, whoa, this is cool, this is great. Yeah, and also, what is it with like, let me stop actually. okay, not all, okay, not all, but if the shoe fits, then wear it. But like with like a lot of like couple channels or like family channels, I've seen like Asian and black, but there's always like something that goes wrong. There's always some sort of controversy, or there's always something that they've been exposed for. I don't know what is going on over there. Also, my skin looks so good and I have no makeup on right now. Zilch. Oh, love that for me. Also, can we talk about the fact that it's literally 9:30 in the morning? But yeah, continuing on. But others have voiced their concern at such an approach. As a form of justification, Nika said it's important for kids to learn how to navigate healthy conflict. But babes, you don't know how to navigate healthy conflict. So what are we talking about? Can I track her? Or is it way too early in the morning on a Monday morning? Like, what is wrong with you? The mother of 4 shared a video that revealed, I don't care. Like, the couple let the children watch them arguing respectfully. What are you fueling these kids with? Like, I don't think parents understand, like, these kids are going to pick things up from you. And then in that moment, they're not going to see it as like, oh my God, like they did it to kind of like practice, you know, to teach us something or teach us a lesson. They just see it as you guys are making noise and not getting along. Mommy and daddy ain't getting along. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Again, never been a parent before. I don't think we should tell someone how to be a parent. But like sometimes when I see these kind of cases, it's just like, babes, do you even deserve to have kids? I said it. I don't think everyone is deserving to have kids. I think there's a lot of people who would be respectful to their children and not invade their privacy and not showcase everything online for millions and millions of people across all platforms to tune into, you know. And these excuses that she comes up with, and this is not the first time, it's just so not it at all. Like, that approach is crazy. When the clip ended, the couple made up and kissed each other. Some viewers agreed with the approach, but others found it weird. I found it very weird, and I find it kind of like worrisome, because if you can reveal all of this on camera, God knows what she chooses to keep off of the internet, you know? Like I said earlier, the example of her going to, I think, a doctor's appointment for the child, and the child being in the back crying whilst the mum was setting up the camera and talking to the camera. And it's like, you've got bigger fish to fry than recording right now. Like, why is everyone so obsessed with the recording button? Sometimes just rest and calm your tits. Like, it really isn't that difficult. Take some time off, you know? Like, I think that's actually like, it has to be some sort of mental illness. I said it. It has to be some sort of mental illness where you are so fixated on recording everything as opposed to being present in your child's life. And you know, one of my things is, yeah, like when I was younger, I wish my parents like recorded me more, but not to put on the internet. But then again, the internet wasn't there like at that time. But like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I wish they recorded it more for home videos, for like family or friends to see, like, oh my God, when Keisha started crawling. Do you know what I mean? Like, that shouldn't be on the internet for strangers. But unfortunately it is, and they have no problem with it. They will argue a lot of the time, her and her partner. You know, they would clickbait and say, oh my God, he cheated on me. They would, I mean, what haven't they done is the real question. Like, I think generally this might be one of the worst case of like family. Can we call them vloggers even though they're on TikTok? I guess so, but like, I don't know, it's so mind-boggling to me. And I come across like so many things on Reddit as well, and I'm just like, Reddit is a dark place. Yeah? Reddit is truly a place, if I can avoid it, bitch, I'm gonna avoid it. But they do come through with a lot of things sometimes, stuff that I've missed out on. Like I said, I've only kind of gotten familiar with them in the last week, and regret that, deeply regret researching on them, and regret like searching their names and everything, because my whole For You page is just like them being called out, or them like trying to justify certain things. And just like, also, can I just say, yeah, if you are in an interracial couple, please do not make it your personality trait. I promise you, it's tiring, it's jarring to watch. We don't give a flying monkey. Well, some people do, clearly, because the views are speaking for themselves. And also, some of you guys, as much as I can go ahead and call Nika out, some of you guys need to get a grip and actually do better as well, because they're doing this because they feel like that you guys are egging them on. You guys are encouraging them to do this. You guys are liking up the content. You know, it's been talked about, it's been shared, and some people actually don't realize that, yes, your content is being shared right now and we're having discussions about it, but like, some people just see that as like a flex in itself. They don't care to know, okay, what's being discussed. It's just like, okay, people are talking about me, I'm Nika, like, I'm that girl. And that's kind of the energy that she gives. Now, looking at her, you wouldn't think that she would hurt a fly, but babes, looks ain't everything, because the content that she's been putting out there is very damaging, and her kids are gonna have to pay for it at some point, and they could get bullied for it at some point, because everything is out there on the internet, compared to like classmates that they could have in many years, right? They will have at a later point in life. There's nothing that's revealed about them, but your whole life has been out there on the internet, and I feel like that is where they went wrong. That's number one anyways. There's so many other factors, you know, but encouraging this kind of content as well as viewers, like, you got to do better, and you got to hold yourself accountable for liking this content, being obsessed with it, and seeing no wrong in the content. I think it's very damaging, very, very damaging, and I don't even know what the worst video it is that I've come across, but I think that plain video was definitely up there, and I just couldn't, I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, what is going on? And also, I want to talk about clickbait real quickly. clickbaiting was something that was so popular in like 2016, 2017. People still do it here and there, but I think that when you clickbait excessively, it's just like, what are you on? Like, why? For why? You know? And they do it at a rate that's like no other. They pretend to have arguments, or like she'll talk about how like her partner cheated on her, but in reality he just went to like the library and got a library card and spent more time in the library. Like stuff like that. I don't think it's necessarily funny. I'm not sure of how old these people are, but what I do know is that they generally need a lot of Jesus, or if you're not a Christian, you need a lot of whatever God you want, okay? Like, and I mean pronto, like now, ASAP, yeah? It's just really weird. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of parents who are more deserving of children. It really is simple as that. And I know it sounds very extreme and harsh, but this is extreme and harsh. And this has gone on for many, 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 many years now, where they know the discourse that's happening online, but they choose not to really address anything. Or when they address something, their version of addressing something is deleting something, but then contradicting themselves like 2 weeks later by making a very similar video. And they don't know about boundaries or consent, and they can't be speaking about consent when your children haven't given you consent to be on the internet. And my thing is like, why not just wait until maybe they're grown-ups, or when they're teenagers, and when they actually might enjoy being on the internet, and maybe not in this way that's so revealing, but wouldn't mind, oh, my mum vlogging me here and here time to time. Some kids might see that as cool, but I feel like when the child is so young and is aware of their actions, but not fully aware of their actions compared to like when they're a lot more older, I just feel like this could have been prevented. But anyways, there's like a video here that I saw from like a TikTok screenshot, and the comment section said, yep, she drops them off at a daycare. Who was watching the kids when her entire family did a prayer circle around her? So you can hand your babies to strangers in a bus and plane, but a kid's room with trained professionals and people you're paying and have years of experience with children to ensure their safety. Plus, there are other kids there to grow your child's knowledge and learning of social skills out of this picture. One great mum you are. So I get where she comes from, but I think it's probably like a video where I don't even know what was happening in that video. I think the title of that video was POV, you don't send your kids to the kids room because you know the statistics. Someone said I get where she's coming from, but she shows her and her husband's family to be supportive and trusting, and then posts things like this. Is it someone specific in your house on the holidays if you know they do wrong things to children, or maybe this just for other people? I don't know. It seems kind of personal because she always posts things like this around holidays or when they have family over. Well, that is a good point. At the end of the day, and the thing is, yeah, usually I'm like, okay, people are not allowed to ask these types of questions, but you make it very inviting and you make it very welcoming for people to do that. So, yeah. And then they post like a TikTok which is called We Listen and We Don't Judge. If I'm being honest, do I even want to hear it right now? Do you know what, let's do it. So yeah, do you guys remember the trend, We Listen, We Don't Judge? I mean, I guess it's kind of like going viral at the moment, so let's go ahead and see. Yeah, this is the thing, yeah, like you can never, I need you guys to understand, you can't judge a book by its cover. Some people like be looking hella rough, be looking like they are out to get you, you know, but they're the nicest people too. You know, when you look at Nika specifically, you look at her and think, oh my god, she's so short and dainty and innocent and small. Maybe not innocent, because, you know, anyone's capable of anything. But, you know, sometimes you look at people and you're like, oh my god, I just wouldn't have gotten that vibes from you until you come across her content. Now, is that hella ignorant of us? Sure. But sometimes, you know, you look at people and you're like, yeah, I can kind of see this. I can see some sort of capability here. No shade or anything. But then when you look at Nika, it's like the opposite. And then you see her content, it's like, girl, where did this all come from? So yeah, she did the We Listen and We Don't Judge challenge, with her partner. So let's go ahead and take a look at it.
We listen but don't judge. I'm often in the habit of going to Target by myself with your credit card. It makes it look like you're spending too much.
Okay, I'm going to stop and pause because hello, it's me. But how do we feel about that? I mean, at the end of the day, they are married, so never been married before. I don't know what that dynamic looks like in terms of like finances and stuff. I guess it's like a card that is that you both are using mutually, but he says that he has the habit of like, you know, spending stuff, so it looks like she spent it. Okay, let's continue on though, because that to me so far, I don't know if there's necessarily a problem with that.
We listen but don't judge.
Is there anything else you want to say?
2 years ago, when I said your dad's car was in a hit and run, I accidentally hit your dad's car.
Okay, no. I can't back that one up. You know, this whole challenge of like we listen, we don't judge. It's funny until it's actually not funny anymore. Like, it's funny until it's not funny anymore, because it's like, what do you mean it was you? Am I hearing that correctly? Let me go back. Hold on.
Your dad's car was in a hit and run. I accidentally hit your dad's car.
The way I would literally tell you, pay up now. Like, I don't care if that was 2 years ago, pay up now. Like, like, this is, like, there's certain things, like, yeah, you can hide. There's certain things that, sure, like, maybe your significant other doesn't fully need to know, but this doesn't seem like one of them. This seems like something that you should reveal and fess up, because the chances are you probably can afford to pay for the damages. So to pass the blame onto someone else, or to make it seem like, oh hey, I had no clue what this was about, is basically lying, and that's pretty much how it starts. So I don't think that's healthy. And also, if I'm recording a video of my significant other and we listen and we don't judge, and I'm revealing what this is, I'm not putting it on the internet. I'm not putting it on the internet for people to start raising their brows, like, what was this? You know, like, I don't need all of this, is what I'm trying to say. I don't need people in my ears. I don't need people in my business, and I'm not about to go ahead and encourage it with these types of videos. But these are the best types of videos they have.
There was no damage to my car, but it really jacked up your dad's car.
Are you being serious right now?
We listen and don't judge. You know, I said that
Why is it only
the
him?
woman ran away. I was on a walk with him, and I didn't have his leash. And some guys were playing basketball, and I had to play that basketball. I turned around, and he was gone.
You had to play the basketball? You had to play basketball. You had to play the basketball. So the dog just ran off the leash. This is just too much. Why do we need to know? Why do I need to know that he just did that? Why do I need to know what he did 2 years ago? Why do I need to? I feel like I'm in the middle of like something that's about to be heated. You know, I'm a busybody. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I hate that you just gave me all of this. You gave me all of this tea, all of this information. Like, I didn't even have to go digging. That is the gaggery of it all. I didn't have to go digging. It was right there. One scroll. God, I can't get over the fact that I look so good. Like, it looks like it's summer. Like, my skin looks like it's, oh my God, I have no filter on. There's no edit. I'm just literally filming in it. Like, oh my God, I love it. Sorry. Let's continue.
So you lost my dog?
We listen.
You lost her dog. The way I would literally end this relationship, like, I swear to God, it sounds like I'm dragging it, but this is how it starts. What do you mean you lost my dog? Did they get the dog back in the end? I don't know. You guys have to let me know.
And we don't judge!
Ooh? Who are you talking to? I would love to see her version of it. But yeah, they're both just weird, man. Like, let me see the comment section, though.
We listen, but don't.
Someone said this is 100% scripted. I don't know. I genuinely think that this is real as hell. Sometimes people believe that they kind of like fake certain things just for the sake of having like an interesting family dynamic. For instance, like Nika posted something on her Instagram story, and she said, Zizi came into my room and said, Mama, here's some love. I'll put it next to you here in case you need some love. It's like a picture of like an art the child drew, allegedly. I mean, I'm sure the child did draw it, but I do think it was orchestrated in a way to sound perfect. Like, I'm sure the child loves you for now. Keyword, for now. But, I mean, I don't know if they really did say all of that stuff, to be fair. There's another video that she has. Can't believe I caught saving my baby's life on camera. Why is everything on camera? Save your child's life in peace. Like, what? Why do you need these cameras rolling? I mean, not every, you know when people say like not everybody needs a microphone for like podcasting, not everyone actually should have a phone or have any cameras. Like, we need to start increasing the prices of these cameras. But then no one heard because she's obsessed with literally Clout. She's going to do anything and everything to literally purchase a camera in a heartbeat. It's just weird. Like, and then she has like trigger warnings. It's just really weird. I do think a lot of these things are fabricated. I do think a lot of the content with her and her partner are fabricated. I do think, knowing her, I don't know her, but at this rate, I feel like I do. I feel like she probably has some sort of like mind map of like ideas she's going to plan for like Monday's content, Tuesday's content, Wednesday's content. I do think a lot of it is performative and strategic. And I do think a lot of it she sees as like working in her favor. And even if it's discourse happening online in regards to her, she's more than happy with, you know, having this image out about her. Maybe she never amounted to much in life and she's finally got people talking about her, so she's okay with it. But my thing is, there's plenty of content you could offer on social media, and there's even ways that maybe just maybe in a healthy way you can implement your children, not so much, but you know. And to have your whole personality revolve around your children, for me, maybe this isn't a popular opinion, it's just not it. Be a mother in peace, be a father in peace, but like to do it on social media, I just don't see it. I think they see it as like easy money. The thing is, people aren't necessarily as interested in you or your partner, it's more so your children. That to me is very concerning, and I would probably delete the account whilst I'm ahead, but she's not going to. I don't know.
Diva is across all social media platforms, and she accumulated 6.82 million.
How does she have 6 million followers? Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, as much as we can go ahead and drag the Nikas of the world, a lot of the time it's the followers. It's the followers who love this kind of mess. You know, it's really.
Video in 5 to 10 years, and now
she posted something else that said, hold on, let me try and come off this. Okay, for the mama struggling to make ends meet for Christmas, drop your Zelle, Venmo, or Cash App. It's all a scam. If an influencer tells you to drop their Cash App, babes, it's a scam. Yeah? It's a scam. Please, guys, do not fall for these things. That's how they try and get you, okay? Putting your child back to bed at 12:08 a.m. after I made her a sandwich because she asked for food, and she'll never go hungry on my watch. But then why do we need to know that on the internet? That's my main point. Why do we need to be in your business? You're actually pissing me off. Like, what? This is crazy. So there's another video, POV, asked my husband to shadow me for a day as a SAHM. I'm not sure. I feel a bit slow right now, so I'm not really sure what that means, because he said it looked easy. Girl, I'm gonna be so real. You both can do better, but you choose not to do better. And also, this man ain't that fine to be putting up with him. I've seen some content of him as well. I'm just like, bruh. You know what? Actually, no, you guys are both made for each other. You know that Mooney Long song, "You were made for..." No, seriously, you guys were made for each other. That song is literally from your point of view, innit? Like, doesn't that do anything though? Because I'm like, I've got too many questions, babes. I've got way too many questions, and they're not about to get answered, are they? So I don't know if you guys know a bit more about this family dynamic. I've tried my best to like do some research and like really do some digging and come across videos and stuff. But my thing is, does that man even work? Or is he a stay-at-home dad? I don't even know. The sound of that, let me just stop it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it because I know when to stop. They have some really, really, really disturbing content. Oh my god, this reminds me of something else. It's basically like, okay, at the end of the day, mom and dad is grown, right? And they have this like drawer, I guess like this drawer, right, like near their bed maybe, and it had like sex toys. And the child had gone into the drawer and found it and like held it, and there's the mum in the background like doing commentary whilst it was like blurred and you couldn't really see much. The mum was there doing commentary like, stop, no, put it down, you don't need to know what that is. And it's just like, you know what you're doing. You kind of are enjoying this moment because you know it's going to be a big moment on TikTok and everyone's going to be like laughing and kikiing and finding it as like funny, even though it's none of those things. It's actually quite disturbing. You know, very, very, very weird. That video made me feel really uncomfortable, and I know I can be like, oh my god, I'm like dramatic as hell, but like I actually found that really, really, really uncomfortable. Like that child was literally looking in your drawer. You know, I don't know, it was just really, really weird. It was really, really weird. And shout out to the creators who are talking about it. This person's called Dr. Seven. They spoke about it. I've come across other videos where people are speaking about it, so definitely go ahead and check those ones out as well. But I just felt like, I felt very uncomfortable, and I felt like this is actually child abuse to me in its own way, and it's not spoken about enough. Because when people think of child abuse, they think of like physically like hitting a child and everything, but I think sometimes it's just I think this is another case of it, is what I'm trying to say. Your child going into a drawer you know you didn't need to record that moment. You could tell that child off and say, no, hey, you don't come into my room, or hey, no, don't do that again. You know, there's ways to parent your child in a way where they are learning respect from you and actually taking things from you. But my thing is, babes, everything is recorded on camera. Like, is your kids even learning? You don't want your kids to be with other kids. You want to constantly hold them in your hands. You just, I don't know, from like, this is what I'm getting from them. And granted, I haven't included every single video in this video, but like, from the things that I've seen, it just feels like you don't even want your children to really be interacting with other people. I don't know if much growth is going to happen, and that's all been on your account, to be honest. And that's for both Nika and her partner, by the way. And there's also like a video apparently that was titled "Explaining to My Daughter Why I Can Love Myself and Still Get Cosmetic Surgery." I don't think your child, oh God, I genuinely just don't think your child flipping cares. Like, what if I said that to you? I don't think your child cares just yet. Okay, I just don't think they do. And also I do think that kind of contradicts its statement, but hey, that's my opinion. Some people believe that it can get cosmetic work and it still is self-love. I know Cardi B believes that. Cardi B believes that she's a 10 despite all the surgeries that she's gotten. So hey, I mean, it is what it is. We're not about to go ahead and get on into that conversation. You guys can tell me what you guys think. I don't know. Then she would post stuff on her Instagram and say, I'm at the end of my rope. I am so freaking tired of this disrespect. Girl, I think you're literally spiraling. I think you're spiraling. And I said this earlier, I think this might be some sort of mental illness that she's yet to check, to be honest. And I don't say that in a funny way because I don't think it's funny at all. I think a lot of people encourage and egg on this kind of behavior, but I think that generally this is how it starts. And I think that quit whilst you're ahead. And be okay with taking breaks. I don't see this constant urge to post content 24/7. Even me, I'm rapidly on the internet posting content for you guys because I genuinely love it. But time and place, you know, I'm allowed to take time off. As much as you might be a full-time content creator, you can still take the healthy breaks to just be a mum and also have your self-care days as well, you know. Don't have your whole personality revolve around your children. Of course, they are like the most important thing in your world, or should be, because for her right now, it's seeming like Clout is. It's seeming like her TikTok pages, her Instagram pages. You bugging out and saying, I'm at the end of my rope. I'm so freaking tired of this disrespect. Baby, you're doing it to yourself. Or who are you talking about, your partner? And sometimes she loves to insinuate that her partner isn't doing much or that her partner is cheating on her. And it's like, babes, you go right back to him though. You guys are probably cackling because this is a part of your storyline. My thing is, babes, at least, like, because I'm not fully convinced that this is just a crazy bitch. Like, I don't. I feel like this is somebody who's planning things and, like, is bugging out just for the sake of content. There's another one, POV, you hit your head and wake up to a 1950s housewife.
Okay, so
my toddler kept putting her feet on my face, and this is how I responded. But she's a toddler though. We don't need to know how. I'm not even going to entertain that video. POV, there's so many POVs. I mean, it is TikTok after all. Me being afraid to go to therapy because what if they fix me and I turn boring and lose my sparkle? That's how I know you are a crap mum. I'm going to say it. You are a crap mum. From the likes of what I'm seeing out there, you are crap. The fact you don't want to do the self-care and self-help, the most important, right, help, you don't want to get it. You can afford to do it. You don't want to go in because what? You don't want the therapist to fix you so that you turn boring and lose your sparkle. This is what I'm trying to say. She's so far gone now, she don't even clock what's happening. She's more than okay with being this way, being stubborn, being obsessed, you know, not being a good parent. When you can go to therapy and they can kind of question certain things, get to know you a little bit more, know your story and possibly help you. Now, not every therapist is a good therapist, but if you go to a licensed one who truly makes the whole entire life to better you and help you out, then I don't see why you wouldn't walk away from those sessions feeling a lot better about yourself and doing the homework, you know. So that to me is so ignorant. And you know, the fact that you have the choice and the fact that you can afford to do therapy when it's so expensive, a lot of people are still on like long waiting queues, the fact that you have it but you choose not to do it because you just don't want to lose your sparkle. Baby, is the sparkle in the room of us? Or you tormenting us? Like, is the sparkle literally in the room of us? Please do let me know, because right now I just feel like you're actually Delulu, and that is not the Delulu. Yeah? Guys, this is going to be a long ass video. This video here, my toddler asked why Rapunzel's mum said she loves her but is mean to her. You guys actually eat this up. Some of these I'm not even going to entertain. Things I'm not allowed to touch when I'm in my nephew's car, I think they mean. POV, you're a parent just trying to enjoy the school play but can't stop thinking about those kids in Madison, Wisconsin. I don't know too much context about that. Also, shout out to this Reddit forum. I'll link it down below because it's just like, I'm scrolling. We're scrolling together at this point. I don't know, man. Being a mum to babies is weird. One moment you're planning how to make another, then 5 minutes later this happens and you ask your husband to get a vasectomy. Why don't you guys just stop having kids? Like, I promise you that is a simple answer. And hey, I'm not trying to control someone's womb, but like, it is what it is. But like, in the context of this, where you literally aren't, in my opinion, doing the best job you possibly could be, and I guess I know it's not an easy one, but you know, you constantly go on about how you have supportive family and stuff like that, so you have got some sort of a village to help raise your child, and it's going to be hard. Listen, I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh my god, I know what it's like, because I've never been a parent before, but I do think that, you know, this is just wild to me. This is just wild. It really is wild. We don't need to know what you want your husband to get. Stop having kids, stop popping up babies every 2.5 seconds. There was a time where it felt like people were just having babies for the sake of clout. And I know that's such an extreme statement to say, but I said it. What are you gonna do? Marriage is deciding whether or not to ruin the whole day or keep your mouth shut about what's bothering you. You need help. You need help. To be honest, you should have established those things before getting married. But of course, there are things that's going to happen during your marriage life. There's going to be things that can make or break the dynamic of this relationship. But it's marriage at the end of the day. I think you should feel more than comfortable to express these things. Otherwise, what is the point? Like, was it some sort of arranged marriage or something? Like, are you paying each other to be together? I genuinely don't understand. But either way, I think at this point, you guys are both grown enough to understand you should be able to express if something is bugging you, something is making you feel upset, angry. Because then what's the point? What's the point of keeping it all in? And also, I don't think she understands, but by posting all of these things, it's actually sending the wrong message to a lot of young and impressionable viewers who I assume are watching as well. Here's to all the wives who picked out and wrapped their own gifts because you can't stand waiting till the last minute. Okay. POV, you got bullied as a kid, so you teach your daughter how to act like the queen she is, and she takes it literally. Okay, that one to me isn't that. I'm going to keep it so fair. I'm going to be so fair here. That to me isn't that bad. I mean, if you've been bullied, I guess it kind of goes back to my point of like, maybe when you were younger, at some point, you felt like you couldn't amount to much, maybe because of what people were saying about you. She's pretty in her own way. And not even that sounded so backhanded. No, but she is pretty, you know. I don't have anything necessarily bad to say about her looks or anything. I don't know what it was that she was getting bullied for. She is an Asian woman at the end of the day, and I remember, I mean, it still happens now, racism in general. I was gonna say I remember, but like, it was like a thing when I was younger that it was cool to like mock Asians and make them feel less than and this small. So I don't know, to be honest. Maybe I don't know what it was that she got bullied for, whether it was looks, whether it was her background. I don't know what it was, okay? But your child is allowed to act like a princess. You should teach them these things, but also don't let them be too big-headed, because you don't want a cocky child, because then that does a lot more damage than good. But you want a child to be assured of themselves. I just don't think, I don't know how old these kids are, but judging by their heights and judging by, a lot of them seem very small. I don't think they want to be on camera. Like, yeah, you might record them and they can see themselves in a viewfinder and they're probably like, oh my god, that's cool, that's me, because they're kids, right? But they don't want to be on camera. I can tell you that for free. Was vlogging when I caught a moment of what overstimulation looks like. I'm going to put the volume down because she seems like she's just screaming. And babes, I ain't got time for that. It's too early in the goddamn morning. Okay, babe. I don't know, man. There's so many forums. I can sit down here for I could sit down here for a moment, really. Facebook. Why are we opening up Facebook? This page isn't available at the moment. I saw the headline on Reddit and it said that she is apparently lying about having ADHD. I'm not going to go ahead and enter that too much. Someone said now she has ADHD. Like, seriously, at what point will this woman basically have every mental illness possible? It's so effing annoying. Maybe she does, though, so I'm not going to entertain that too much. What I know is that she needs help. Started watching old musicals instead of modern kids shows. Why is your toes up? Girl, I don't know. Anybody want to see them? Looking for a mama who won't judge me for being preggo and enjoying a glass of wine every once in a while. That has to be fake. That has to genuinely be fake. There is no way you as a pregnant woman enjoys a sip of glass. She didn't even say a sip. I said that, so I made that up. She said worse. Looking for a mama who won't judge me for being preggo and enjoying a glass every once in a while she literally has alcohol in her hand. This is what I'm trying to say. Not everyone is fit to be a parent. There's some women who struggle to literally conceive, who would die to be in your shoes of having, I don't know how many kids you have, but quite a bunch of them, innit? So it's just like carelessness. It's someone who, I think people should start reporting her content. That's the only way that I think that she's going to learn that, hey, because right now I think that she thinks that she's untouchable and that, hey, I can do whatever it is I want to do. You guys are not going to get me off this platform. But maybe people should start reporting her content for child abuse or endangerment to children, because that's genuinely what it's giving me. Why are you sipping whilst pregnant? I mean, I'm sure some people attempt. Also, I think a lot of people need to start admitting they're actually alcoholics. If you can't resist a glass during like 9 months of pregnancy, I think something's a little bit off. There's other drinks you can drink that won't cause damage, but the fact that you wouldn't even mind a little bit, like putting risk to your unborn child, is actually crazy. That has to be a skit. Like, there's no way that's real. There's genuinely no way that's real. When your sister slaps your nephew for running in the house, but you were the one chasing him. Ah, Jesus, have mercy. Like, she loves to make it seem like we're harming the children, or we're saying like harmful comments, or like, oh my god, we're too far. You are the only one, I promise you. You and your partner are the only ones doing the damage right now. And we're just witnessing it. We're just sitting back and witnessing it. And at the rate that you post content on all platforms, by the way, because she has millions of followers, by the way, it's crazy. Does that dad do anything though? Because that's the thing I can't seem to find. You guys let me know, yeah? Does he do anything? Does she know that she has 30 minutes? There's too many things. There's this lady. Something people don't realize about full-time content creators. Okay, let's go ahead and find out, because I'm a full-time content creator, so I would love to know, what does Nika Diwa think about this? Nika, let's find out what Nika Diwa has to say, okay? Because, you know, she is... Come on.
Hey you guys, so I'm back and posting again. So something that people don't realize about full-time content creators is that you like quit your 9-to-5 job to work 24/7, and
shush. Like, in the most respectful way. I know to say to respect your elders, but babe, sometimes elders don't need to be respected, and that's just literally on period. Okay, like, no ifs, buts. I said what I said and I didn't start our babes. Yeah, it's the easiest types of content creators you got to watch out for. And I'm trying to let you guys know right now, being a content creator, it's not the hardest job in the world. Can it be time consuming? Sure. Sometimes, like researching for these videos, inserting clips, like all of that isn't necessarily... I wouldn't say it takes up majority of my day. I think I still have time to go out and do things, travel, blah, blah, blah. I hate creators who have this great life now, but they're still nagging about something or trying to make you guys feel bad for something, when it's like, girl, just enjoy yourself in peace. But knowing Nika, because I feel like at this point I do know Nika. You know, usually I don't feel like I can say, oh, knowing this person, no, because we don't know anything about them. This lady reveals literally everything. Probably is about to tell you when she's next about to have sex. Probably next going to tell you when she's about to go and enter the adult store. Like, she generally has no boundaries, but then she's trying to teach her children, you should learn about these boundaries. It's like, bro, you're contradicting yourself, and the biggest hypocrite of them all, right? Babes, it is... I'm not going to stand here and say, oh my god, being a content creator is like an easy job or whatever, especially if you're a full-time creator. No, I think that it can have its moments, that's for sure. Again, it depends on what field you're in. Commentary, being a vlogger, I'm going to be so real with you though. Like, I'm not trying to... I just don't like when creators do that whole thing where they try to like make it seem like, yeah, we have the hardest task in the world. You really don't. And also, you make your own life a living hell by posting so much or documenting everything and seeing it as content, you could be fine with just posting maybe like once every 2-3 days, and people will kind of like respect you for that. But it's the fact that you post every 0.2 seconds, babes, can we even breathe? No, we can't breathe. And also I feel like we don't have a choice anymore, because if I click not interested, I'm still seeing her content or people talk about her, and I feel like, oh my god, at this point, let me just sit back and listen then. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, girl, like this level of delusional is a little bit mind-boggling, you know. I don't know. Someone said, is this woman a sociopath? Like, the amount of attention-seeking, racism, narcissistic behavior she exhibits is horrible. All this woman does is talk about how she has black kids. I'll drag her in a second. Let me finish the statement. How she has black kids / husband, and how everyone is racist to them because of it. She literally made a video of her kid being changed while she talked about her vagina for views. She's creepy and disgusting. So I spoke about this earlier, didn't I? I spoke about like how please do not make being in an interracial relationship like your personality trait. Just do it in peace. I do think certain places and certain parts of the world are a lot more accepting or just don't care for things like that, and then there are other places where, yeah, they will look at you. I think that is just something that is just worth noting. But I think that also I wouldn't be surprised if she made that up just for the sake of having a storyline. But that could generally be her experience, I don't know. But I do think that we are pivoting in the way where we are accepting of a lot more things. Again, there are people who are hella ignorant and kind of like stuck in that. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if that was some sort of narrative that she's pushing out there. And I'm not saying these things don't happen, because they do happen, for sure. But this lady loves a good old storyline. So I don't even know what's real anymore and what's for fake. And that's why I wouldn't even be mad that you're using the word sociopath. In fact, I would probably use another adjective to describe the BS. So yeah, let's keep scrolling though, because I'm kind of enjoying going through this Reddit forum. Again, I do apologize in advance how long this video may be, but hey, we need to go ahead and get on into it because there is just a lot to discuss. Someone said, please stop acting like your child is difficult. I'm hoping Nika reads this subreddit. I find it weird how she's always acting like her eldest one is unusually difficult. It's normal for children that age to have tantrums. It's normal for her to not be fully toilet trained, but it seems like she's delayed on that area, probably due to anxiety from her mum. I have a toddler daughter and she has tantrums too. Not big ones, as I know how to handle her, but I think it'd be more impossible for a toddler to have 0 tantrums at all. That child is probably tired and sick of being the scapegoat. Stop posting your kid every time she has a tantrum. She should be allowed to have privacy, not to the whole world. And I definitely do agree with that. I think I mentioned at some point in this video, if I'm not mistaken, that like, well, maybe I didn't actually fully mention it, but I was going to point something out that like, I wonder with like you separating your child and constantly wanting to have them glued to you, which again, I mean, as the mother, you should be there to protect, but you don't know what that means, so forget it. Like, I do wonder if their child is having like setbacks in certain departments and like certain fields in life just because mum is just crazy, because that's the word we have to use for Nika, isn't it? Crazy. She's a crazy bitch, point blank period, and that partner ain't doing nothing about it, so you're just as crazy. You're psycho, deluded. Oh my goodness, babes, what's going on over there? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's another post that she put out, because you know, this could be like part 5 at this point. This video could be part 5 because there's just so much content this lady puts out on several platforms. This one says, week 3 of only watching classic movies and shows because my toddler has been having less bad moods and tantrums. Okay, but isn't your child a flipping child? Like, what do you think kids are going to be like? Oh, like skipping and happy all 24/7, babes. They're gonna have tantrums too. They're literally children, you know. So, but isn't that like a basic, like, I think everyone knows that, right? Genuinely wondering if my Nigerian Filipina daughters want to dress as Anna and Elsa. Is that cultural appropriation? Just shut up. You know, sometimes you get to a point where like someone just keeps talking and you just want them to like just be quiet. And I don't even mean I don't mean respectfully, because you're not respectful, so I mean disrespectfully. Like, is there respect in the room of us? Absolutely not. And I don't think she deserves it either way. The only time that I would actually respect Nika is if she just drops it. Yeah, drop it all and make several big changes, and also get help and go to therapy. Generally go to therapy and don't document it. That's the way that I can respect her and her partner. I'm just trying to figure out, does that man even do anything apart from just like be a background NPC? talking about cultural appropriation, sometimes I feel like you invite certain conversations, so that's why I can't necessarily feel all the way bad for you. Again, I do think a lot of it is just a storyline, and maybe she's creative in that aspect of creating stories, but in my opinion, it sounds like a mental illness, and I said it, and I probably will keep saying it. So yeah. My girls started fighting, and instead of yelling, I sang to them a song, and it literally in a moving vehicle with no seats, no car seats. Interviewing a babysitter that says her rate is $18 an hour. POV, you feel like SHIT, mum, because sometimes you have to hide in the pantry when your kid is screaming. You shouldn't have to do that, babes. Like, I don't think you should, right? I mean, mothers, fathers out there watching, you guys let me know, innit? I'm gonna end this. How old is she? Hold on 1 second. How old is she? I need to know. Like, I desperately need to know that before I close this video. She's 35 years old. Is she a Scorpio? Sorry, I'm not trying to be the person who's like, oh my god, your star sign means no, like, but Scorpios do scare the living hell out of me. Mainly men, though, so if the shoe fits, babes, tie it up. she's 35, at her big age, she doesn't understand. Nika, babes, your kids are going to resent the hell out of you. You need to get it together whilst they're still fairly young, but still, I think, aware to know certain things, too. Aware to know what mummy put me through, and it all being documented. You know, you try to make it out like your eldest child is very difficult. It's like, shut up. Like, what do you want kids to be? They're gonna be naggy. They're gonna be crying a lot of the times. It's either a job you feel that you can do or you can't do, and no one's gonna judge you for that. But this is what I'm trying to say. There are people who are dying to be in your position to be able to conceive, and, you know, and then there's you, like, just nagging and hiding in the pantry. Like, babes, go out, pattern them, tell them, hey, this is not up, stop it, behave yourself, and also invite discipline. Again, I don't think it's an easy task. I think kids are flipping annoying. I would know because I was an annoying child, and I get reminded of that. Well, it used to be constantly. I was an annoying child, very stubborn as well when I was a teenager. So you got to prepare for that, babes. You've got to prepare for that because that's coming soon, yeah? But do it now whilst they're still fairly young. Anyways, Nika, I'm tired of seeing you. You chose this path, so girl, don't be surprised if people continue to drag you. I just can't get over the fact that dad let the dog go. Like, what? Because he wanted to play basketball. Babes, what? Priorities? You're 35 years of age. You guys? Cool. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. What do you guys think? And yes, I mean, I wasn't saying I apologize for the length. Ow. I wasn't saying that I apologize for the length of this video, but I feel like you guys actually do like long videos. You guys love, like, watching it in the background when you're doing your makeup, when you're cooking, when you're gossiping about someone, you know, then you just hear my voice in the back. But yeah, if you guys end up watching my videos or whatever, if you made it this far, then, you know, I really do appreciate you guys and everything. And yes, I'll catch you guys real soon for a brand new video. Bye.